here in Milwaukee, located to the right of the front doorway. Got a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We're going to zero the foot counter out here at the base of the cleanout. And off we go here. I'm going to keep the camera zipping along here for the first little bit. This is likely going to be a fairly long sewer line, so we're going to keep momentum up. Right out of the gate, though, that's a nice clean flow line. That's how I like to see things looking there. Most notably, no major or hardly any grease buildup to even speak of. Looks very good that way. We're going to some standing water here, and I was just going to mention, if this line does go all the way out to the street, it's going to be a rather long sewer line. It wouldn't surprise me if this thing is 120, 150 plus feet long. I tend to look at lines this length a little bit differently than the average sewer line. It's a very difficult thing, especially when you're on a property like this that sits down below street level to an extent. Standing water is quite common in those circumstances. It's a difficult thing to grade a sewer line out to an extreme distance and not have some level of it settle on you. So it does depend on the severity of it, but so far what I'm seeing is pretty minor and par for the course. We just transitioned there over to 3034 PVC, also appeared to be 4-inch diameter. Beautiful. Looks like they ran some kind of... I'm going to go locate here. So we're hitting a Y connection. This is what I was kind of hoping to see. I think you've probably got... We're either at a main. It could also be some kind of shared sewer line. We'll go locate, see where we are here, and kind of make a better assessment of things. But sometimes on these lots like this that are way off the road, the city will run mains down the driveways and things of that nature. Alright, so I just did a big walk around here. I'm having no luck right now locating the camera head. Given how this house is situated, though, it would not completely surprise me if this line is traveling onto another property. So as we pull back here, I'll pull back about 40, 50 feet or so and try and take another locate to get an idea where we're heading. It's one of those lines, you may have to pull some documents or records to see how the line is routed exactly. It's very common when you're situated this far off a road on a private drive to have a little bit different set. So it looks like we have a little bit of water still trickling to the line right now. The dishwasher probably just discharged. That water right there is not standing. We've only had one area in the line where there's even notable standing water. I'd keep my eyes peeled through title. There's, if the line does end up terminating on another neighbor's property or something of that nature, easements are pretty common situations for houses set up like this. Yeah, that appears there to be 4-inch diameter PVC too. So you got 4-inch pipe end to end here. All right, and just to make sure that depth wasn't part of the issue, that line gets down there to quite a depth. We'll go locate here and see if we can find the camera. All right, got to locate on that one here. So if you're standing out on the private drive, kind of facing into the house, to the frontmost part of the house, or part of the house that's closest to the private drive or shared driveway, there's a little cute little bench out there with some fake flowers planted in front of it. We are situated almost directly underneath that bench right now. So if we continue at that same trajectory there for about another 40, 50 feet, where that's going to put us approximately is getting near the neighbor just down the drive from you, kind of near their gate, if not possibly just beyond the driveway in the dirt on the other side. I've already walked up and down that area there. I was picking up essentially no signal. It's quite a deep sewer line there. So I'll draw a little bit of a diagram on my report. Just keep in mind, it's not one that it's going to be ultra accurate. It's going to be a rough diagram. It gives you kind of an idea as things travel. But you can always pull records and get an exact schematic. And I'll kind of show with the camera here when I pull the camera out of the clean out, just a rough idea of where that thing goes. That's pretty much what I figured though. I'm glad it went to there and not all the way out to the main road. You'd have a line that would just be overly gigantic. 100-foot sewer line's already plenty enough. But whenever you're on a private drive like this, it's worth finding out how responsibilities are divvied up. There might have some kind of HOA in place in the event a repair is ever needed, things like that. Because I'm not sure if this is technically a shared line or if that's a city main there, or how things are. That's where those documents can kind of come into place and help you figure that stuff out. So right there at about 38 feet, you got a little bit of water dissipating off. This is a very, very minor belly. I had 2 different fixtures running, which will exaggerate standing water significantly. In this case, you are somewhere between a 1/16 and a 1/4 inch of standing water. It's extremely minor. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs until there's at least a 5-foot section with 1 inch of water in it. Even at that point in a 4-inch line, it is still almost entirely up to the homeowner as to whether it ever manifests itself. And by that I mean abusing the sewer line. A belly that size has almost no bearing on flow at all. This is a very nicely installed sewer line, considering how the property is laid out. Fantastically installed line. Usually lines like this, I expect to see bellies that are 20 feet long that have 2 inches or more of standing water in them. Alrighty. I'm going to flip the camera around here for just a second. Alright, looking good going back to the foundation wall there. Everything else beyond that is completely exposed pipe in the crawl space. You can walk right up to it. So that's all the stuff that is underground there. Great looking sewer line. Good flow end to end. It is superbly clean. The belly we have there is hardly even worth talking about. It's so minor. Great looking line. And for a 100-foot sewer line, that is in general about as close to perfect as it gets right there. I see stuff far worse than that on brand new construction that's never even been lived in. That was a very nicely installed line. And it is functioning properly at this time.